You're watching the Michigan Football Report Overreaction Sunday, folks. I want to know from you guys down in the comments to start today's show before I kind of dive into all the crazy overreactions out there on the internet and sports radio and all that stuff. How many passing yards will J.J. McCarthy have next Saturday when he gets the start versus Hawaii? I'm expecting him to have 2.5 to 3/4 or so. So let me know down in the comments how many passing yards J.J. will have versus Hawaii. I'll make a quick guess. 254 passing yards is my prediction. Let's see who can get it right. Comment down below. All right, we have our Overreaction Sunday, what everybody on the internet is talking about surrounding Michigan football, coming up right now. The Michigan Football Report is presented by Manscaped. Football season is back. J.J. McCarthy and sometimes Cade McNamara is slanging balls all over the field. Make sure you take care of your balls. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code GOBLUE for 20% off your order and free shipping for the best male grooming products out in the game. All right, let's recap yesterday's game briefly. 51-7, Michigan gets the victory over the Colorado State team that's throwing, a air raid offense at Michigan, but it wasn't very successful. 137 yards for the starting quarterback, Clay Millen, 16 of 20. Cade McNamara, I think, really struggled at times. 9 of 18 for 136 and a touchdown. Should have had an interception. Blake Corum got it done in spots on the ground, as did Donovan Edwards, and then Roman Wilson led the way from the receiving crew, taking that one catch for 60-plus yards. I think it was 61 yards and a touchdown. Got another catch there as well for your leading receiver for Jim Harbaugh's Wolverines, who are 1-0. And we'll see. They might move up a spot or so in the polls when they come out. I believe they won't come out until Tuesday, actually, because of games being tonight and then also on Monday. So that is the score and the quick recap of the game yesterday. Now we've got Michigan Football Overreaction Sunday. I put out a request on our Facebook page, on my Twitter account, for people's instant reactions, overreactions. Read a bunch of articles, and these are kind of the takeaways. Remember, let's preface this one time because a couple years ago people thought these were all my thoughts, right? These are the things that I am seeing people say the most, and then I'm going to give you my takeaways or kind of disprove or agree with them in some regard. Number one is this, right? Cade McNamara is a bum. He should transfer right now. He should see if he could go to another school. Whoever it is, he can transfer and be Nevada's quarterback next year. He should be Colorado State's quarterback. Whatever it is, it's a crazy overreaction, and it's kind of disappointing for me to see that people are so quick to turn their backs on the starting quarterback that just beat Ohio State back on November 27th, 2021. His stats, folks, they were pretty pedestrian, and even more pedestrian was his, the things that Jim Harbaugh said he was looking for, again, for these two quarterbacks, J.J. McCarthy and Cade McNamara. He was looking for things like success in the red zone, success in the 2-minute drill, success on third down, and Cade McNamara really had none of that. Now, on the flip side, J.J. McCarthy looked the part, didn't necessarily get a ton of opportunities to throw the ball, and I actually thought they should have given him the snap right from the beginning of the third quarter, which they did not. They only gave him one snap in the first half, and then he didn't come into, I believe it was late in the middle of the third quarter or something like that. But the sophomore McCarthy, 4-4 for 30 yards, also had 50 yards rushing and a touchdown on the ground. Looked the part, looked confident, and apparently, Cade McNamara, when Jim Harbaugh made the announcement 2 weeks ago that McCarthy would start the second game upcoming in 6 days from now on Saturday night against Hawaii, McNamara said after the game in the locker room that he was caught off guard. Here's what he had to say. I definitely say it's pretty unusual. It's kind of a thing I wasn't expecting at the end of camp. Cade McNamara's words to media following Michigan's 51-7 win over Colorado State on Saturday. All right, so that's the latest on the quarterbacks and Cade McNamara and people's overreaction to him being the bum. But heard this during the broadcast. I didn't get a chance to talk about it in the post-game instant reaction, but let's all say congrats to Eric All. Had a baby in the early morning hours of Saturday. I'm guessing that's kind of like an over Friday night thing after midnight. Still made the game, was in uniform for a high noon kickoff at Michigan Stadium on Saturday. He had a son, so say congrats. Go ahead and type congrats down in the comments. Let's all welcome Eric All's newest family member and wish him, and I believe they said it was his girlfriend, the best in their trip as now being parents, this new stage of their life. The Michigan defense was really the key to winning the Big Ten last year, beating Ohio State, winning 12 games all in, 12-2 on the regular season, and it didn't seem to me like they skipped a beat. This is going up against a very potent offensive strategy, an air raid offense, a proven offensive coach in Jay Norvell. 7 points that Michigan limited them to, 219 total yards. They couldn't really do anything through the air. They threw the ball only 20 times, 16 of 20 passing, but only for 137. And they didn't do much on the rushing attack either. Threw an interception and then got sacked and fumbled, which Michigan picked up and recovered for a touchdown. Didn't get a chance to talk about him a lot yesterday, but Junior Colson was balling out. Every time that the Colorado State went wide, went short, no matter where it was in the field, it felt like number 25 was in on the play in some regard. 10 tackles, 5 of them being solo tackles yesterday. And I've said it all spring, all summer, all into fall camp. Junior Colson is the breakout player for this defense this year. He is going to be Michigan's superstar. I think Michigan, certainly has the opportunity with DJ Turner and Mozzie Smith to have a superstar level at all three, superstar player at all three levels of the ball. But Junior Colson at that linebacker position, he balled out and he looked like he is ready to take that next step to all-conference first team, all-American level play this year. So hope to see that continue next week against Hawaii. The Michigan Football Report is proud to sponsor with Manscaped. Folks, it is football season. You got J.J. McCarthy who's going to be slanging the balls, beautiful balls, all over Michigan Stadium coming up on Saturday. And your friends at Manscaped are here to help you have beautiful balls all football seasons long. With Manscaped's state-of-the-art tech, we are looking for a great season below the belt for fans of the Michigan Football Report, viewers of the Michigan Football Report. I've been using the Lawnmower 4.0 for about 2 years, ever since we started working with Manscaped, and it is a game changer when you want to kind of clean things up below the belt. So I encourage you to get going with Manscaped. They have an entire array of men's grooming products, right? My entire bathroom in a lot of ways. I have Manscaped shampoo, Manscaped conditioner. I've got Manscaped body spray. I've got the boxers. I've got the Lawnmower 4.0, the nail clippers, everything. It's all through Manscaped, and it's a great deal. Awesome products. 20% off, free shipping. Use promo code GOBLUE. Get it for yourself. If you're a gal or guy who gets it for somebody else, buy it as a gift. Get it as an early Christmas present. Don't pay full price. Promo code GOBLUE. No spaces at manscaped.com. That link is down in the comments and the description of today's video. We're proud to partner with Manscaped. Next up, number 3, the defensive line was pretty dang impressive, folks. I loved what I saw out of this defensive line. A lot of guys making plays all over the field. Mike Morris, Jalen Harrell was making plays in that kind of outside linebacker position. Mozzie Smith was clogging up the middle. Iyobi Anoma was making plays. Braden McGregor was making plays. This defensive line, going against an admittedly weak opponent, didn't seem to miss a beat on Saturday. And they've got, at least 4 weeks, maybe even 5 or 6, until they're really going to get tested against an offensive line that can potentially push them around. If you saw that Iowa game, Iowa won, 7-3 yesterday. They had 2 safeties and a field goal in that 7-3 win against San Diego State. So that Iowa trip in the 5th game of the year in early October doesn't look as daunting as it potentially once did. But the defensive line, losing Aiden Hutchinson, losing 2 other starters there, only returning Mozzie Smith as the only starting player returning to that defensive line. They look damn impressive, and I'm excited to see what they do under this new Jesse Minter defense. How about 21,000 subscribers? I really want to push to get there. We are 448 subscribers away, or 458 subscribers away. Quick math in my head from hitting 21,000. Remember the first Michigan night game back in 2011? They honored the number 21 for Desmond Howard, and then what's his name? Jeremy Gallon went out and had himself a heck of a game. Roy Roundtree, wearing the number 21, caught the winning touchdown pass. Let's get to 21,000 before this week's night game against Hawaii. I will be in attendance. Can we get 458 of you guys to do subscribe? Send your friends that link, youtube.com/Michigan TV. Tell them to subscribe on YouTube. A video every single day, original video, original content from now until the end of the 2022 Michigan football season. So a lot of Blake Corum for Heisman buzz. Now, he didn't have a huge game, like 200 or 300 yards rushing or anything crazy like that, but he made some plays that make you think that last year wasn't just riding Hassan Haskins' coattails. But I don't want to stop thinking about the other running back that Michigan has in the backfield, Donovan Edwards. They both had great games. Clearly, Blake Corum will get less carries this year than maybe he would if he was in another offense as the only featured back or was so much more talented than Michigan's backup. But Donovan Edwards is probably just as talented, potentially more, as Blake Corum. But I've seen a lot of people say that, hey, Blake Corum is going to have a huge year. Blake Corum for Heisman, all this different stuff. He is the breakout player of the year, which is not a surprise to anybody who watched this team, who saw what Blake Corum can do when he's healthy. So if he can stay healthy, which we all hope he can, I love this backfield. Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards. It's a little different than last year's Corum and Hassan Haskins, but they both can catch the ball in the backfield. They both can run outside of the pocket and outside of the tackles, and they can both run inside the tackles, at least against a team like Colorado State. So that was exciting to see. And if Blake Corum has the name recognition among college football fans, he certainly has the trust of Michigan's offensive staff and certainly of Jim Harbaugh. And if the offensive line can continue to move guys off the ball, Blake Corum will get the opportunity to have a major season where he's scoring touchdowns, getting a bunch of yards, both receiving and rushing. And maybe, things go away, Michigan starts 11-0, 12-0, win the Big Ten. He could be right there in that Heisman conversation. Be honest with me here. Do you think Michigan will lose a game before Ohio State? As I've said a couple times, I'm not ready to give my Ohio State prediction until I see both these teams play 3 or 4 or 5 games this year. Of course, I'm doing the whole but beat Ohio State again, boast a chant. But I don't know from you guys. First 11 games of the year, will Michigan lose a game or will they go 11-0 into Ohio State? If they lose a game, go ahead and give me a Y down in the comments. If not, 11-0, go ahead and type N. The overreaction I saw across the internet yesterday and into this morning was it's 11-0 or bust. If this team even has a single opponent that challenges them, that's a disappointment because of the talent you saw on offense, the reload on defense, and just, I guess, the expectation that, J.J. McCarthy is going to be the starting quarterback and he's Trevor Lawrence 2.0, etc. Take a look at the schedule. Throw it up there. Producer Jack back with me here on a Sunday. Colorado State, you got the win 51-7. Hawaii next week. Look, if that's any closer than 51-7, I'll be wildly surprised. Same with the game 2 weeks from now against UConn. Maryland, maybe they can score 20 points or so, but I still think Michigan should be able to put up 38 plus on Maryland. So that should be at least a 2 to 3 score win at home versus the Terrapins. Now, Iowa. We'll see what we get from them. That's a road game at Iowa. Michigan struggled there for decades, but they just beat this team 42-3 in the Big Ten Championship, and Iowa almost lost to South Dakota State. Couldn't even score a touchdown. Had to get 2 field goals or 2 safeties and a field goal to beat that team 7-3, something like that. Indiana, they look pretty pedestrian on Friday. Penn State, same against Purdue on Thursday. Bye week, Michigan State. They look pretty weak themselves against Western Michigan on Friday night. So I don't know what we're making of this Big Ten team, schedule so far. You get into November. Rutgers, all right. They had to struggle to beat Boston College yesterday. They look really basic. Nebraska? Come on, Nebraska? They look terrible so far. And Illinois is Illinois at this point. So this is looking and shaping up to be, unless one of these teams like Michigan State or Penn State kind of turns around what we saw from them in the opener, this is looking like one of the weaker schedules I've seen. It already was, and now it's even looking even weaker with Iowa and Michigan State and Penn State looking fairly weak early on. So I think 11-0 should be the expectation, but I want to know from you guys, we asked the question, why or N. Let me know, will Michigan lose a game, why or N? Now, new question here. I'm going to put some of these in the show probably Thursday, maybe Wednesday. I've already got a show scheduled for Monday, maybe Tuesday. Let me know your biggest overreaction. So just say, James, my overreaction. And it's like, what's an overreaction? It's just something you found yourself saying or something you found yourself thinking that maybe it's overblown, right? My overreaction, one of them was like, the first 2 incompletions that Cade had on Saturday. I tweeted out, it's JJ's team, right? Clearly that was an overreaction, but it kind of played out that way that we'll see. You saw others that say, Blake Corum for Heisman, Michigan should be undefeated, 11-0, all that stuff. So let me know down in the comments your biggest overreaction from yesterday's 51-7 win over Colorado State. We will be back tomorrow on Labor Day. You can take the day off, folks. We're going to be in here working. We'll have our Michigan football grades after the 51-7 opening game win versus Colorado State. Until then, go Blue.